Safe travels, champion.
You shouldn't miss this chance to trade.
Well, I'm gonna. Alright. Before we get too far, let's, I don't know, random town number 1, go. I don't want to go there. Hey, Mom.
Be welcome, Outlander.
Alright, later.
I'm gonna clean my gear later. I could do yours.
Okay. Maybe it's time to get everyone together so Tilda can brief us. But is there anything I should handle before that? All right, people. I need you up in the control room, right away. Okay, everyone. We all know what's at stake. Beta, Gaia. Not to mention life on Earth. Now, it might seem like the Zeniths are invincible, but they're not. We've got what it takes to break into their base and defeat them. We even have one of them on our side. Tilda, show us the base.
It is constructed atop the ruins of an ancient military facility on an island to the southwest. I can get us inside. To this location. Undetected.
How exactly?
You'll know when you need to. Once inside, our goal will be this structure. The launch tower. Gaia and Beta are being held at the top. But along the way, we will face overwhelming resistance. Most importantly from Gerard, Eric, and the others. But also...
Once I take away their shields, we should be able to deal with them. But it will be easier to deploy the device if someone else is carrying it. I'll need a strong back.
Carry stuff? Yeah, I can do that.
Even if your device works, there will still be Spectre drones, scores of them.
If only we had an army to fight them.
I've got that under control. You'll know when you need to. All right. We'll meet up again just before we go in. Where's the best place to rendezvous?
On the coast, just across from the island. Once there, I'll show you the way.
Okay. I'll let you know when I arrive at the rendezvous point. And then you can join me. In the meantime, do whatever you need to prepare. Understood? You two? A minute? Tilda helped me get in touch with Beta, and she told me something important. There's an installation inside the base. It's called a regulator. Here. Once we're inside, I need you two to split off from everyone else and destroy it. So you'll have to bring explosives. This will help stop the drones. Everything depends on it. Are you with me? After that, I want you to find a way to infiltrate the Zenith network.
How?
Go over all the data that Beta left behind. She knew how to do it, I'm sure of that.
All right. But why? What am I trying to do?
Find information about the Zeniths. Anything Tilda's not telling us. Silence is right about one thing. There's no way we can take her on her word.
I'll do my best.
Keep her safe, okay?
On my life.
Put your arm on.
Remember, we need to get Silent's weapon to the Zenith base intact if we want to take their shields down.
I'll be gentle with it. I promise.
I hope everybody's ready for this. Fighting the Zeniths isn't going to be easy.
Aloy, nothing you do ever is. At least, now you don't have to do it alone.
Thanks. You and Aaron seem to be on better terms now.
He may have terrible taste in music, but he did apologize for mocking my tribe. And that ale he keeps raving about isn't half bad. I still plan on beating that stubborn face of his to break our sparring stalemate.
Try not to hurt him too bad. Everyone here, training, working together. If it weren't for Varl, none of it would have happened.
You know, there was this one night, right before Varl left with you to go to Gemini. He realized I was having trouble sleeping. I was nervous about the mission. To be honest, I think we both were. So, he asked me to join him in Gaia's dome. He brought up this hologram of Earth that you two found back in the Zenith launch facility. We sat there, just looking at it. I thought about how Plainsong was just a speck on that great sphere. How every corner of it must be teeming with life. And any fears I had about our mission were gone. I miss him terribly.
I know. I should go. I'll let you know when I'm ready to head to the base.
Before you do, there is one favor I would ask of you.
What is it?
You placed this focus in my care, and gave me the highest calling an Utaru has ever known. If I should fall in battle, I'd like you to be the one to bury my seed pouch. For the both of us.
So,
make sure you stay alive to do so.
let's just try to all come back home. Okay? You nervous?
I'd be lying if I said I'm not slightly apprehensive.
The plan will work if we all focus on our assignments.
Right.
Once all this is over, will you go back across the ocean?
I don't know. The more I think about it, the more worried I become. If I go back, I don't even know if they'd let me keep this focus you gave me. Or what they'd do to me for reading what is clearly forbidden data. Even if I somehow were allowed to carry on my duties as a diviner, would I be willing to let the truths I've learned about the ancestors be buried away by the Board of Overseers? Would I dare challenge them and risk my family's safety? Or losing Federa.
Who's this Federa you mentioned?
She is another diviner. One of our best. We used to be rivals at the academy. I hated her guts. But apparently there's a fine line between hate and love. We became very close, and then I was assigned to the expedition. She promised she'd wait for me, no matter how long it took.
Well, that was smart of her. She won't do any better.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I do. The rest of us should be enough of a distraction to the Zeniths for you to hack into their network undetected. But you'll have to be quick, in case they do.
What exactly do you expect me to find, Aloy?
I don't know. The truth, if we're lucky. I want you to know I'm glad you're with us, Alva.
Whatever happens, I'm grateful that the legacy brought us together. I never thought I'd get to actually meet an ancestor.
Come on, do I look that old? Katala will protect you inside the Zenith base.
I'm not afraid. I know Katala will fulfill his duty, as will I. If we die doing so, at least it'll be alongside a friend.
I'd rather you both stay alive, if you don't mind.
We'll try and keep that in mind.
I need to get going.
I'll be at the rendezvous point. May truth lead us to victory.
So, how are we feeling about the mission?
I do not know everything that you have planned, but it doesn't matter. All that remains is to follow you to the end, whatever that will be.
Thank you, Katalo. I'm glad all this brought us together.
You brought us together, and I am grateful too. Oh, and by the way, I was hoping now would be a good time to go back to the Tremortusk site and test my new arm, before we leave on our mission.
Right. I'll let you know when I can make my way there.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought we were done with that.
Now that training time is over, what's on your mind?
The Bulwark, the Kulrut, and how we need another miracle if we're to survive the Zenith base.
I'll try not to let you down.
I know you will not.
We didn't really get to talk about what happened at Gemini.
There was nothing more to say. If he were to Noct, Varl's bravery would have earned him sacred burial at the Grove, among the most distinguished of our tribe's warriors. His deeds were worthy of the Ten. When the fight is done, I will have the Inkers etch his memory on my skin, so that it may live on.
I'm sure he'd be honored. I'll see you soon then.
It will be my honor.
Tremortusk site. Okay, hold on. Yo, what's up, Two Talon? Welcome, sir. That was over here, wasn't it? That, maybe? Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the DLC yet. There's not a thing in here for it.
Come, trade.
How do I get out of here?
Greetings, gentlemen.
How did you manage that?
Lucky shot over the cannon. Picked it up right when you run.
Your courage serves you well.
Don't follow the lead.
Hey, stranger.
Doesn't make a good die.
Game is a lot longer than I thought it would be, not if you include the DLC.
Where this outlander walks, honor follows.
So if you put the DLC on there, it's shorter than you thought? I don't understand your comment. You're gonna have to clarify that for me. Just do this. Okay, so that's not it. Where's the other Tremor Tusk site? Not the one he's talking about. Huh. I don't think this actually is a quest. Is it where I first fought? I don't know. Where did I first find them? I thought I first fought it in the snow, but that's the only Tremor Tusk up here. There's one there. First Tremor Tusk, well, that doesn't help. First Tremor Tusk fought was during a storyline quest. There's not a thing on the map that says storyline quest. So I can't, that doesn't help me find it. It would be near the bulwark. Not, again, not helpful. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I think that might be it right there. Oh man, I get that you're trying to help, but your information is like, unfortunately, it is woefully useless. I don't know what 250 steps northeast. What? Like, you don't measure anything in this game by steps. What are you talking about? Oh wait, do you mean the distance measurement? I always called that meters. Alright, so it's definitely not here. Steps. Who uses steps as a unit of measurement? Alright, well, I'm just gonna stop trying to go there. Where'd my bird go? Come here.
Stop now!
Alright, we're not doing that. Sorry, bud, if you won't tell me where to go, I'm not gonna go there. He's like, meet me at the Tremor Tusk. And I'm like, do you know how little that narrows it down, buddy?
Machine strike together.
We're finally doing this.
Never thought I'd be off on a mission to take down a bunch of immortals from the stars. I can hear the drinking songs already.
If that one's not working right, you can have one of my spare focuses, you know.
Yeah, little bugger's got some personality, that's all. This saved my butt a couple of times now. It wouldn't feel right to leave it behind. You know, besides, it goes with my outfit.
Wouldn't want to spoil your look. Varl made the right call. You know, bringing you here.
Thanks. Yeah, Varl. You know, I never knew he had a sister. I found out a few days before you guys went to Gemini. I was, well, to be honest, I was terrified I'd screw up the mission somehow. So he sat me down for a drink. Just one, mind you. And we talked about family. Vala, Ursa, loss and revenge. How you helped us.
You know, we never did get that drink you promised back in the Embrace. And you never told me exactly how your sister escaped the Mad Sun King.
I guess we never got round to it. World ending and all. No time like the present, though. If you're up for it.
You think it's time for us to finally have that drink?
Yeah? I mean, yeah, of course. Oh.
So, how did Ursa escape Mad Sun King Jiran's palace?
Well, first she had to survive the Sun Ring. See, during the war, the Karja threw a prisoner a day in there. And, for what? To die as sacrifices, fighting machines in a pit. Thinking somehow that was gonna appease all the other deranged machines in the world? Ha! And when it was Ursa's turn, the Karja thought she'd go down if they threw a big machine at her.
Oh, but she didn't.
And she defeated all of them. Even got some of Jiran's kestrels for good measure. And the Mad Sun King was impressed, I guess. Thought it'd be funny to have her run around his palace as a servant. He enjoyed humiliating her that way.
I remember you telling me something about that. That's how she met Avad. He helped her escape.
Yeah, but what no Karja scroll will ever tell you is how the young prince snuck Ursa out of the palace. He knew their best chance was to get Ursa to blend in, so he got her everything she needed to disguise herself as a Karja noblewoman. Yeah, perfumes, veils, and all.
I get the feeling she wasn't too happy with that.
Oh man, Ursa would have rather fought her way out of that palace with her bare hands than put on all of that Karja eye paint. But Avad insisted it was the only way, so she agreed under one condition. Avad had to dress up as well.
She made Avad dress up like a noblewoman?
As perfumed and powdered as a babe. Ursa said he looked better like that than he ever did in a crown.
That would, definitely make for an interesting sight.
Oh, it worked like a charm, too. Not only did they make it out of the palace, they paid a traveling merchant to get Ursa to the border, and none were the wiser.
You were right. That was a story best told over a drink.
All good stories are.
I guess I should get going.
I'll see you at the rendezvous point, with my hammer ready.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Silence. And there's someone else.
There you are. Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Silence and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Liz's fortitude.
I've been thinking about what you said at your house. How you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so... what happened?
I was an orphan. I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life. And then I met Liz. We kept running into each other at conferences. We'd have coffee. At some point, it became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did.
Gross.
But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less when I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me, restoring Elizabeth's dream. It's what?
A second chance, yes. I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon, I knew I had to help you. To do right by her.
You said before that you're not like the other Zeniths. That you never were. But you went along with all of their plans.
Out of necessity. I'm not proud of it. But complicity became a means of survival, both when Earth was consumed and when the colony on Sirius was destroyed. I did what I had to. But I resolved to remain one step ahead of the others, to try to undo what damage I could. Hence the data channel with Beta. The secret passage into their base and the little trick I pulled to save you.
Why did you make the data channel look like your house?
I built that house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place, not just for me, but for the art stored in its depths, cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly, some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
What else can we expect to find in the Zenith base?
As I mentioned in the briefing, our goal will be the command center. That's where Beta and Gaia are being held. There are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the natural resources they've stripped from the region.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then to fabricate more Spectre drones, a small army of them.
When I was out in the wilds, I saw a shuttle take off from the island, heading for space.
It was likely ferrying materials to and from our ship in orbit. After hundreds of years luxuriating in our digital comforts, the ship was barely space-worthy when we made our escape. Disaster can strike at any moment. We've learned our lesson.
Have you figured out how Silence's weapon works?
No, and he's been very careful not to allow me near it. I'll admit it bothers me, but regardless of how it functions, I am confident it will deactivate the other shields en masse.
How many of them are in the base?
10, including Eric and Gerard. Only a handful of us made it to our ship when our colony collapsed.
Why do you think Elizabeth pulled away?
I've wondered that for 1,000 years. She was brilliant, visionary. She cared so deeply for the world, for the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think, in the end, she had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
I found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the proving lab after Farzineth's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time. Thank you for telling me. I've always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Far Zenith, not who I truly am.
Jesus.
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, I saw another one of the Zeniths, Verbena. Who was she?
A dull star amidst a sea of brighter constellations. Unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business deals and technological achievements, Verbena inherited her billions. Her father had achieved great success in the luxury holotourism industry. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, branding herself a life designer. Someone who leverages their fame to influence the choice of others.
What, like a cult?
In a way, yes.
Well, she must have done something right to have survived this long.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even rats can cling to a vessel for escape.
When I was in the ruins of Vegas, I found data on a man named Stanley Chen. I think he was a Zenith.
Stanley, ever the optimist. He was one of the good ones. When we established our colony, he built an exact replica of Las Vegas in virtual reality. Lights, shows, gambling, every detail perfectly recreated. And while others cloistered themselves in their own fantasies, he flung his doors wide to everyone.
The way you're talking about him, I'm guessing he didn't make it back to Earth?
No, he perished when our colony was destroyed. He would have been thrilled to discover that part of his beloved city survived.
So, Eric. Was he always a bloodthirsty psychopath?
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. A band of cutthroats, in other words. Even as governments abandoned human combatants in favor of automated warfare. He found success with clientele that required a more personal touch. There were also rumors that he personally hunted and killed his targets. On occasion, all for the thrill of it. But on Sirius, he retreated to virtual reality simulations. In them, he could go on rampages as violent as he pleased, though I suspect with diminishing satisfaction.
All of his tribe believes he was one of the greatest people from the old world.
Then they would be quite disappointed to meet him. Though I'm sure he'd bask in the adoration.
The colorful thing around Tilda's neck part of her clothes or body mod? It's a power shield. Prevents her from taking any damage.
What can you tell me about Gerard?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate, and as such had dealings with almost every major corporation. It made him one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and certainly
do you mean this
the
thing?
wealthiest among Far Zenith.
What does one person do with that much money?
Buy more power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined patrician, able to maintain control with a polished smile. But beneath that exterior is a cold and calculating operator. It was his decision to restrict Beta's upbringing to her digital educators.
It looks more like clothing.
The avatars of the Apollo database. While we were painted as her benefactors.
Well, we'll deal with him soon enough. And the others.
It goes down her chest as well, so I think it's part of her jacket. Like a shirt. A futuristic turtleneck.
Okay, so I've had run-ins with a handful of Zeniths. What about the rest?
An array of the wealthiest people on Earth. Titans of their industries.
And let me guess. All selfish and ruthless to the core?
Most, but not all. There were a few with whom I got along. Annika Murjani, for instance, was always delightful. She founded the Holonet's most successful dance channel and was herself mesmerizing to watch. And I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology. Our immortality treatments are due in part to her achievements. But then there were others like Devin Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupations were perfecting his golf swing and taking self-hollows. When I think about all of us, we really should have accomplished more. We had eternity.
Okay. I'll let you know when it's time.
I'll be here until then. And thank you, Aloy, for giving me this chance. My past has always been a struggle. More than once I've lost everything. But when I look to the future, I see Liz's dream fulfilled. A universe of new possibilities.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will. I won't let anything get in the way. I promise you that.
Bye!
Did you see Katala's new armor? I never thought I'd see metal down to flesh in that way.
Yeah, he seems happy with it.
Did you need something?
Probably crush me like...
Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
Doubt.
Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes, even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shills.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regalla's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation. At the Hades Proving Lab.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zenith at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset. Thereby keeping you out of harm's way, and more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. Why help Regalla take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hikaru.
Before Regala's rebellion, Hikaru was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Karja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier.
Yes, exceedingly so. All Regala craved was war against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a Sarah to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades and the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
Except to a Sarah. How did you get a Sarah to work for you?
I knew there was an associate of the Oseram tinker, Durval, who escaped his failed assault on Meridian. It was trivial to track her down and gain her cooperation. She wanted to succeed where Durval had failed.
So you promised her Regala, and the Tenakth. The Sarah would help you create a machine-riding army that wanted to see Meridian burn as much as she did.
And so a partnership was born out of thirst for blood, bonded in mutual self-interest.
You think you had everything figured out, huh?
I did.
All right, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose, Aloy. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling? You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
Just you wait, Varl. We're taking those space slugs down.
There's the snow.
Let's go! It's gonna take me a few minutes out there, so I'm just gonna run ads real quick and get them out of the way.
There. Rendezvous point. I should take care of everything I can before calling in the others to attack the Zenith base.
Wow, there's 2 different stops. She says something, it tells you, and then you have to activate it.
Okay, everyone.
That's funny.
I'm at the rendezvous point. It's time to rescue Beta and Gaia.
Understood, Aloy. We're on our way.
Aloy,
Where are the others?
not far behind.
Egghead here couldn't stand traveling with the pack.
Are we all here? Then let's begin.
Okay, Katalo has his arm.
A tunnel.
An ancient escape route from the ruins on the island. When I realized it ran all the way across the water, I thought it might prove useful to come and go undetected. So I concealed it from the others. Shall we?
Armed and dangerous. Shut up.
Ooh, I wish there was a less pungent way to get way inside the base.
Agreed.
There's the launch tower. That plane offers a little cover, so the only viable path is through there. There will be Spectres guarding it, and many more can be deployed from those hangars.
All right. Alva, Katalo, get to it.
Where are they going?
Somewhere important. Erend, you're with me. You guys, take the high ground in case we need covering fire.
Tactically sound, I suppose. What will she do?
There's a sensor node nearby. If I hack into it, I should be able to scramble the network and keep you undetected. But not for long.
Then we should proceed.
One more thing. Open up the channel to Beta. Audio only. Aloy. We're here, and we're coming for you. You know what to do, right?
As long as you hold up your end.
We will. See you soon.
Be careful.
Let's go.
Get to the launch tower as quickly as possible. I'll do my best to conceal our intrusion.
Beware, Aloy. Spectres ahead.
Company. Follow my lead.
That's what I do.
Nope. Let's not die immediately.
winning this battle, you suck. Hey, Aloy! That's all right, I got this. Can't use that now.
I think you're right.
Find anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a cave up there that might get us through that ridge.
Let's climb up to it.
What's in this backpack, metal bricks?
Aloy, Alva and I are closing in on the regulator.
Keep me posted.
It's creepy in here.
Don't worry. I'll protect you.
I wish I had a glider. I guess I'll find another way across.
You'll be fine. Those look like the little nanites from the day the Earth stood still.
There's a lot of dead machines on this island.
We killed a great many when we landed here.
I'm not
Their
really built for
salvage may
climbing.
prove useful to you now.
Another Spectre.
Sneak or fight, you choose. Let's get into this. You want me to hit you again?
Aloy's under attack! Cover her!
Firing!
Hey, you want to fight the Vanguard?
Bro, what the fuck is that?
Oh, it looks like someone's giving us some supporting fire.
That was a decent shot, I guess.
Better than any Oseram.
Tired yet?
Yep.
Yup.
Yeah. Clear those weeds.
That should do it. We're through.
Dent some metal.
We can take this one, Aloy! Keep moving!
Bottoms up. Keep them coming. Hey, you okay?
Yeah. I'll find a way back up.
down there?
I'm okay. I'll climb back up.
Here we go. Sorry about that.
That Stormbird carcass should get us over the gap.
I hate Stormbirds. But I guess, yeah, dead ones. Hey, you remember the good old days when our only worry was whether Meridian would be destroyed? You know, instead of a whole world?
Oh yeah. Good times.
Ugh. More Spectres. I'll attack when you do.
Well, I'll just leave it here then.
This'll help. Who's next?
Beating at its armor.
You bastard.
Good job I stacked you. There is that. Now we're talking. Ah!
I think that's all of them. At least. Let's push on.
Any good loot?
A little.
Get off of me. think they're making Spaceballs too? We'll have to see. They did make History of the World Part 2, and from what I heard, that wasn't very good. Unfortunately.
Here, up this rock. We're gonna have to climb around this corner.
I'll try not to complain.
I can see the way forward. Keep moving.
Going as fast as we can. You all right?
Sort of. How many specters do the Zenith have?
More than we want to fight at once, that's for sure.
Let's smash these machines. It's not fear. It'll do.
Looks like the others have things under control.
Next time I get it going. Right here.
Come on, up the slab.
Aloy, Alva and I are in position.
Do it. Blow the regulator.
A moment while I ignite the charges.
Are you still going?
Alpha and Catalo did their job. Now it's Beta's turn.
Aloy? I think we're in trouble.
Whatever you plan to do to stop those specters, you better do it now.
I'm not doing anything. Beta will. She just needs a little time.
Time that we don't have.
Come on, Beta, come on, come on, come on.
What is that?
Our army.
I think you got their attention.
Very clever. You had Beta inject Hephaestus into the base's printer matrix.
Which is faster and more powerful than any cauldron.
And now it can crank out machines to its heart's content. Let's get to the launch tower before this whole place becomes a war zone.
Your maneuver, as clever as it is, means that Hephaestus has escaped containment. It will no doubt flee back to the Cauldron network.
We grabbed it once, we'll get it again.
Or find a way to replicate its functionality, perhaps, with the Apollo database.
Aloy, in case we don't make it, I just have one regret.
What is it?
That we had to do all this climbing.
That a big rock might give us a bridge to get up and through.
Gotcha.
Guess not all the Spectres are fighting our machines.
Ah, that made it nice and easy. Door's open. What do you get?
Just some parts. This way.
To the right, I think.
Yep, good point.
And now to the left.
You can get to the launch tower through the hangar up ahead. I'm heading over to join you now.
The hangar's in bad shape, but I can see the way in. Hurry, Aloy!
Another one? Pick it up. You need it? Here we go. Here we go. Hit it again. Calm down, you miserable pile of junk.
Good work, everyone. Let's go.
I guess I need to go up. Oh. This makes sense. There's like stairs and stuff.
Whoa. Look at all this Zenith space stuff. This place is gonna come down around our ears. The guy who doesn't have to carry.
Aloy, it's been intense, but Katalo got me to a network node.
Ah, now we know who's been causing all the fuss. Tilda's little pet.
Silence. Zenith inbound. Can we drop their shields, please?
I'm powering it up. Stay still.
This is pointless! You can't hurt us. Face it, you're worms that ooze through the cracks into our basement.
Silence?
One moment more.
But I might just spare you if you give up Tilda. I think it's safe to say she's forfeited her share of our operation. Permanently.
There.
No? Nothing? Fine. All right, people. Light 'em up! Are we supposed to be scared?
We can't let Gerard escape. It won't take long before he preps the shuttle for launch. Then he'll be able to take Beta and Gaia into orbit and onto the Odyssey beyond our reach.
We gotta go through there?
I fail to see another option.
Then we'll carve a path. Ready?
Get to the top and secure Gaia. I'll stop Gerard.
I gotta get to the top of the tower and free Beta.
Aloy, what? Time I see felt. Apologies for that. We're okay. As long as Alva hurries.
I'm almost into the network!
Just do the best you can. Okay, an elevator. Promising.
Oh.
We got some unfinished business, little girl. I don't need a shield to take you out.
Trust me, you're gonna wish you had one.
I wish I could bring you with.
Whoa! I can't let him catch me. I'm taking you down!
I wanna watch you die.
Aloy, are you there? I'm on my way to help. Just need to find my...
No need. I got it.
I almost forgot what it was like to hurt.
Now we're having fun, right?
You okay?
I will be. In time. Go. Rescue your sister. I'll regroup with the others and make sure they're all right.
She just jumped over it. All this, like, environment around me I could have used for that fight. Like, nah, I'll just stand on the ground.
And specters have almost wiped each other out. What was that?
Aloy, Gerard just activated the self-destruct failsafe on the printing matrix. He's taking control of a number of systems.
Including the lift?
I'm afraid so. He's restricted its access to the top. You'll have to climb from there. I have to go. I almost have him.
Is everyone all right down there?
Mostly. We're cleaning up the last few specters.
What about the Zeniths?
Dead, I think. Zoe told me you got Eric. Good work.
Yeah. Thanks. I guess only Tilda and Gerard are left then.
Aloy, you there? Listen, I got into the network, but only for a minute before I was shut out. I found a bunch of flight plans and trajectories, as if the Zeniths were planning to leave Earth.
Doesn't make any sense.
I know, but there's more. The files I found have a lot of references to something called Nemesis. Whatever it is, the Zeniths are afraid of it.
Alva? Alva! What's going on here? Maybe Beta can help me figure it out. If she's okay. This is it. End of the line. Are you okay? Look, I know you've been through a lot, but you have to help me access the Zenith network. I need to see their files, anything referring to the word Nemesis. Okay. Over there. The systems are down all over the base. I should be able to take advantage of... Yes, Nemesis. Here. There's something in deep space. It's following the Zeniths to Earth. Look. Escape vectors. Alva tried to warn me about this. The Zeniths aren't planning to stay here. It's a machine of some kind. Or a swarm of them. The energy readings are... astronomical. Aloy, I don't think a natural disaster destroyed the Zenith colony on Sirius. This thing did. Earth isn't a new home for them. It's a way station. They're on the run.
I see you've been busy.
And you've been lying. Nemesis. What is it?
It is us. The minds of Far Zenith. Or failed copies of them, anyway. Back on Sirius, some of my peers weren't satisfied with physical immortality. They wanted digital transcendence. A way to upload their minds into any form, organic or mechanical. Nemesis was a failed experiment to that effect. Abandoned, but never erased. An immense database of our memories, emotions, and prejudices left to fester.
And it destroyed your colony?
We didn't realize it had gained sentience until it broke containment. It had everything it needed from our memories. Security protocols, system specs, override codes. It hacked everything before we knew what hit us. Then it took over our printing facilities, allowing it to gain any machine form it needed to wipe us out.
But why?
Imagine being trapped alone for decades with only the twisted echoes of megalomaniacs for company. It hates us for abandoning it to that prison. And now that it's free, it will do anything to destroy us, including denying us a safe harbor on Earth.
The extinction signal that woke Hades. You didn't send it. Nemesis did.
Finally, you understand. And when that failed, it launched from Sirius to finish the job itself. Which is why we must flee to a random planet circling a random star, somewhere it can never find us.
With Gaia. So you can build yourself a new world.
That's the plan. Even now. Earth is finished, Aloy. Nemesis will scour it of life to deny its creators a viable home. But Elizabeth's dream won't die. You'll come with me to the stars. And with Gaia, we'll create a new world. Together. Where that monstrosity could never find us.
What? No.
I loved Elizabeth. More than you could ever know. And I let her stay behind to die with the rest of humanity. A mistake I have regretted for 1,000 years. Now she stands before me again. Not some inferior copy, but her best possible self. So I'm not asking. You're coming with me. It may seem harsh now, but you'll forgive me in a few centuries.
You can't force me, Tilda. Your shield is gone.
I have something better. Spectre Prime, to me.
Take cover! Get to the door! Submit, Aloy. You can't win.
I've heard that before.
Ask yourself why you're holding back.
I gotta get through all that armor before I can do some damage.
Stop! I beg you! Say the word, and I'll stay my hand.
Armor's off! I can target its gold plating.
I can endure. You cannot.
Oh, that thing's fast. Ha! Those gold plates are vulnerable.
take you to the stars.
You're not taking me, Tilda!
Maximum load, engage!
It's quick!
I knew you didn't truly want to hurt me.
Thank you.
Well, that did something. A few more hits.
Soon we will be all that is left of the human...
It's over. Why couldn't you just let me choose?
She tried to take you. And she told you about Nemesis.
So you've known all along.
From Hades, yes. Along with data on how to circumvent the Zenith's shields. Everything I did to create the rebel army was based on that knowledge. To reach this place, this moment.
And you couldn't just tell me?
Come now, Aloy. You're the last person to act sensibly in the face of impossible odds. When I learned of Nemesis from Hades, I saw the pieces on the board and how to play them. And in that same moment, I knew it was a game you would never play. That you would interfere and attempt to save the Tenakth. I was correct, to a point. You ruined my plans, but brought your own to fruition. The end result is the same. We're here. And now it's time for me to leave this doomed planet behind. To seize the Odyssey and the Apollo database, and begin a new chapter in my pursuit of knowledge, one with infinite possibilities. You can join me if you so desire. You've more than earned your place. Unlike Tilda, I'm extending a polite invitation.
You're going to just take off? And abandon everything? Stay. Help me fight that thing.
Perhaps Tilda didn't adequately define the threat. Nemesis can't be stopped. It destroyed a highly advanced Zenith colony in a matter of hours. What hope does this primitive tribal Earth have? If you brought Gaia, you wouldn't be abandoning life, you'd be saving a seed for a new world. Just as Elizabeth did. It's the choice she made. The sacrifice of all that is for the hope of what might be. If she were here in your place, she would board that shuttle, Aloy.
Found her.
Is she hurt?
Still on her feet.
Thank the Ten.
Goodbye, Silence.
She looks okay.
She looks victorious.
As always.
Aloy. You did it.
Hey, where's he going?
As far away as anyone can go.
Oh. Are you sure?
You're staying.
For a time. You people are going to need all of the help you can get.
Does anyone else need a drink?
Not if it's that ale of yours.
I'd be fine with a nap.
Excellent idea.
I hope it's really over this time.
There's another battle ahead, Elizabeth. Very different than the one you fought. It's not about the distant hope of creating a new world. It's about preserving the one we have. My friends have a new mission. To spread the word and ask for help. They've taken it in stride. I think it's because they've always known what I've only just started to understand. That the people of this world have the strength to fight any battle. The ingenuity to solve any problem. The courage to overcome any obstacle. And the resilience to rise after any setback. As for me, I can't say I'm not afraid. What lies ahead will be harder than anything we've faced before. But I know I can put the fear aside. Because for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm not alone.
How do I feel? Fine? Contented? I'm curious who they're gonna recast as Silence. You're thinking they may not recast it? They've already announced they're recasting him. He has 0 voice lines recorded after this game for this series. He completed this game and then shortly thereafter passed away. I find it strange that both of you immediately, like, you didn't know he was being recast, but then you and Two Talon both immediately went to Idris Elba. I don't know if I want someone to imitate him. Their voices are similar. Not really. Idris Elba is British. Lance Reddick is not. Or was not. I wouldn't want somebody to try to imitate Lance Reddick. I'd want somebody who could do a good voice. Oh, dude, fuck yeah, dude. Bobcat Goldthwait? Hey, everybody! It's me, Silence! It was trippy the first time I heard him talk for real.
Oh, and it was just normal?
Yeah, he's just a normal dude. Now that I could see, John. I could see something like maybe they recast him, because they announced they were going to recast him in the Lego game that they're making, but the Lego game is going to be a shortened version of the first title they sent. So you would need a real voice actor for that because it's him, but injuring Silence between Forbidden West and whatever the third title would be called, and then giving him like a robotic throat would be interesting. An arrow to the neck that would still let him adventure. Shh. Fucking hate you guys. I used to be an adventurer, but then I took an arrow to the neck. There's a bat right there. I saw it. I saw the death wing. Fucking bats. They're impossible to find. I like these credits. These credits are sick. I know where this is, too. This is in between the mountains. It's where I fought the rock... I want to say rock biter, but that's from Neverending Story. the mole robot, I forget its name. I kind of like the idea of him getting injured between games and them having to like replace his throat, and then he'll have like a robotic voice instead. That would be kind of cool. Then they could hire any voice actor, any good voice actor, and then just put like a robotic filter over the voice. And they'd be like, that's just what silence sounds like now. Robot, I am a robot. I'm thinking of replacing my legs with metal legs. You think he'll get injured in an opening cutscene? I doubt it. I think they'd probably just injure him off screen. You'd probably... What the game's probably going to start with, it's probably going to be you going and, like, getting in contact with all the people that you sent out. Because you sent out all your friends, right, at the end of this game. And it's you going and, like, contacting them to see what they've figured out. How they've, like, gathered people. And then you find him got, like, gored by a machine or something. It'd be a cheap cop-out. Not in my opinion. It's a smart move. Maybe you could have it happen in a cutscene, but I don't think giving him voice lines prior to that would be good. Other than maybe like a yell when he gets injured or something. Well, you wouldn't yell if you got injured in your throat, right? The thing is, I don't see the studio wanting to do AI voices for Lance Reddick at all. I don't see that happening. Because if they announced, we're going to use AI to redo Lance Reddick's voice, the fans are going to rise up and be all like, you better fucking not. That doesn't make any sense, John. You thought it would fit perfectly with the plot of the game. You thought using AI in modern day to recreate the voice of a dead actor would fit into the plot of the third game? That doesn't make any sense. It don't make sense half the time. Isn't AI-ing voices expensive? No. Well, it depends. Are you wanting to do it legally and morally right? Then it can be very expensive. Are you just going to, like, use his voice and, like, without permission and get a computer to generate it? Then it's essentially free, other than the time spent to render the voice. But that's the problem. You would need to get his... First off, you would need to get his family's permission. You'd need to pay his family for his voice, which they're probably going to say you're going to pay the same rate you would have paid if he was alive. Which, at that point, doesn't save them any money. In addition, you have to factor in fan backlash to using Lance Reddick's voice, because he was very, very much beloved, not only in this game, but in his voice work in other games and his acting career. And the fact that AI generated anything in video games right now is like the devil's speak to gamers. To the diehard fans of a particular series, they're not going to accept that. You're not sure there would be fan backlash if the family was actually paid? You would be surprised, sir. I feel like you're not in the trenches with what is going on with AI and artificial generation right now in the gaming industry. It is not a good place to be right now. You're surprised with how crazy people are? No. It's the exact opposite right now. Like, are you correct? Yes. But does that mean that people would react differently? I don't think so. Don't they use AI on water physics? It depends on your it depends on what you're defining as AI. We're not referring to AI. You use a software program for water physics. You're not teaching the computer how water works and letting the computer design the water. That would be AI making water physics. That's not what currently happens, no. Regardless, it doesn't make sense. Here's my argument. It doesn't make sense to use AI to redo Lance Reddick's voice in the third game when they're already going to recast the character. They've already announced they're going to recast the character. Why would they use AI at that point? That's just more money they would have to spend. At that point, just use the new actor that you just hired. Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I thought Tilda sounded familiar. Huh. Morgan Freeman. Okay. You guys are like reaching for the most expensive actors. We'll just get Morgan Freeman. We'll get Idris Elba. Like, I'm sure there are other voice actors that sound similar to enough to Lance Reddick that aren't going to cost them like Tom Cruise. Ew. They still haven't announced a full voice cast for Lego yet. I don't think they will for a while. It's unnecessary at the moment. Like, obviously Aloy's going to be voiced by Ashley Birch. And they'll probably have, like, the same voice actor for Rost and Erend. And they're not going to have as big of a cast. They'll probably eliminate some characters. James Earl Jones. Jesus, guys. I'm trying to think what characters they would have. They would have Aloy and Silence and Rost, Erend and Varl. I guess that would be it. Ebb is a character. They'll just with side characters like that, while they may use original voice cast, they could also just replace them with whoever, because they're not that important. Maybe a VOD. If they give him a robotic voice, why don't they hire Michael Winslow? Oh my god, that would be awesome. Okay, I'm behind. I'm with you on that one. Let's get Michael Winslow. You also have to keep in mind, John, that in the Lego game, it's gonna be a much more compressed story. So they'll probably drop a bunch of characters. They're gonna drop a lot of quests. It's gonna be the main story quests, obviously, and then probably a few of the like well-known side quests or really popular side quests, but then the rest of it's just gonna get axed. All the story missions are going to be shorter and easier. They'll eliminate like 80% of the supporting cast because it's unnecessary at that point.
I'm gonna play it and then talk about how much better it is than the actual game.
I plan on getting it and playing it.
Yeah, well.
I will say I was pretty surprised how rapidly Aloy and the Horizon game became like a Sony staple character. Like, after the first title, it wasn't but like a couple months and they were like, all right, she's up there with like Kratos from God of War and Lara Croft from Tomb Raider and, you know, insert other Sony character that they're well known for that I can't think of at the moment. It might be. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game. I would assume it's going to be a really good game. But it's like Lego Star Wars, like Lego Harry Potter and Lego Star Wars were not like these vast epic games, like 40 to 60 hour games. You know, they were short titles, relatively speaking. You have to keep in mind that like the first Horizon game, I can beat it in like 40 hours, but it's probably more of a 60-hour game for most people. This game took me like 80-ish hours, 80 to 85 hours, I would think. And I haven't even done the DLC yet. And that's probably going to be like another 10 or 15 hours, so we're probably talking 100 hours total. Like, Lego Horizon is not going to be a 40 to 60 hour game. It'll be like 15 or 20, I would think. This game was definitely longer, and the third is supposed to be even longer. I haven't heard anything about the third yet. I'll generally just ignore everything until it comes to PC, because obviously I don't want spoilers, you know. Let's look up how long to beat Lego How long to beat Lego Harry Potter 1 through 4? Lego Harry Potter 1 through 4. Average playtime. Main story and side quests. 17 hours. And that's the first 4 movies. So no, I don't expect it to be... Let's see, 5 through 7. 5 through 7 is 11 hours in length, or 16 hours with side missions. So no, you can expect Lego Horizon to be, I would say 10 to 12 hours for main story, 15 to 18 hours for main plus side quest. My playthroughs generally, when I play a game, when I look on how long to beat, I would say the vast majority of the time my playthroughs are how long to beat. My playthroughs are main plus side. So let's look up Horizon Forbidden West. How long to beat? No search. I misspelled the word Horizon. Hold on. Horizon Forbidden West. Main plus extras, 61.5 hours. I took 80. Primarily because on the Horizon games, I guess I tend to go more towards completionist because it says completionist 88. So, okay. So that means for the DLC, I will take anywhere between 12 and 16 hours. So probably like 14 or 15 hours, I would think. So I guess that in that case, you can expect the Lego Horizon game to take about as long as the Burning Shores DLC. It's a good estimate. More streams, so 5 streams? Yeah, about 5 streams. About another week of Horizon. And then we're going to play a different game that is unlike this game at all. Cappy knows what I'm playing next. I said, you know what game I'm playing next.
I definitely know you told me.
I did.
Oh no!
I'm going to mute myself, tell you, and then quickly unmute myself so I can hear your reaction.
Type in Discord.
Oh yeah, I can type in Discord. I don't know what I'm doing.
That way you don't have to.
Good point.
Oh wait! Oh man, I'm getting excited!
What? Do you remember?
I think so! I think I just remembered. Say it! Yes! Yes! I want to watch it.
You're gonna watch it. Yeah, you're not interested in my video games.
I'm totally chill about it.
Yeah, I don't even care. So the opposite of visceral cleanup detail? I have no idea. I've never played this game that I'm going to play after this one. So I couldn't tell you. Yes, Two Talent. I'm going to play Alien Isolation. I watched a playthrough of Alien Isolation, and I was surprisingly far through the game when I finally quit. I was maybe close to 75%. I was definitely over halfway, so I was like maybe 2/3 done. Like 65%-ish. I should give it another run? No, sir. I do not want to have a heart attack on stream, and I felt like that game was going to give me a heart attack. I enjoyed the game. It was very fun. I thought it was exceptionally well done. And it was exceptionally well done, so much to the point where I couldn't play it. It was giving me panic attacks. Now that I've finished the main Horizon Forbidden West game, and I know what the story is and all that good stuff, I think I have to say I like it equally as much as the first game. Cappy? I was trying to get your attention, but I haven't asked you anything yet. Two Talent asked me a question, and I don't know what it means, but it's directed to you, so I hope you do. How is Cappy liking the Camaro?
The car?
No, spelled different.
Like, how's it spelled?
K-A-M-A-E-R-O?
Oh, that's the frog game that I bought on Cameroon. That's the frog game that I bought on Steam. I'm a procrast.
She says it's one of her favorite games of all time.
I watched Froggy Crossing play some of it, and I'm gonna really love it.
Oh, okay.
You just like attract frogs and you take pictures of them and you know, put a little bathtub.
My name is Hell. Sam Hell.
God, no. That's what it is.
Weird, that's not what you heard her say at all? I know, it's weird. I had to like translate because she was excited. Anyway, I really liked this game. I liked it a whole lot. I don't know if I would rank it above the first one, but I definitely wouldn't rank it below the first one. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of stuff in this title that I think they did better than the first. And there's a couple of things that they did worse. That's how I feel, John. That's how I feel about BioShock. Base game to base game, I like BioShock 1 better than BioShock 2, but I think BioShock 2 DLC is literally the best piece of BioShock material ever made. Like, I think the BioShock 2 DLC is better than BioShock 1, any of the DLCs for that one, BioShock 2, BioShock Infinite. Well, BioShock Infinite's at the bottom of the list regardless, but I think the BioShock 2 DLC is like S+ tier. 9.998 out of 10. It was insanely good. Yeah, see. Oh, you're talking about... I like the story... Well, oh, if you're just talking about the base games, yeah, I like the first BioShock better, bar none, over 2. Like, 2 is good. But, like, I would say BioShock 1 is like a 9, and BioShock 2 is like a 7.5 or maybe an 8. The thing about BioShock 2 I didn't like was the Big Sisters. I hated the Big Sisters. Oh, you meant Horizon? The one thing Horizon Zero Dawn's story has going for it is the surprise at the end. Or not necessarily at the end, but like in like the 60 to 70% part. That shock, just the first time you figure out what's going on and everything lines up and it all clicks and you just go, holy shit. That right there, that kicker in the first game was better than any of the story kickers in the second game. But I think overall, the story of the second game is a more level, equal, like from start to finish, equality, goodness. Where the first one is like really confusing and strange and you don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's really fun. And then it peaks really high and continues from there. And there's a couple of like down valleys that are like, it's weird, but I'm going with it because the rest of the game is amazing. And this game didn't reach the peak of the first game, but it was more even the whole way through. For me, at least. That's why I can't say one is better than... One of the titles is better than the other title. I think they're roughly equivalent. I will say I felt like the base game of Zero Dawn was better than the story of the DLC. Is BioShock the game that is based underwater? Yes. It is in a underwater city that takes place in the 50s. It's not when it takes place, but that's how the area was designed. It's how the people lived. They lived as though they were in the 50s. Yeah. It's basically the same thing with BioShock, as I felt like in BioShock, the story of BioShock was good all the way through, and then at like the 60 or 70% when they hit you with the story trick in BioShock, it peaks to like S+ tier all of a sudden, and you're just blown away with what's going on. You've only ever seen my playthrough of Infinite. Infinite is mid. It's like a 5 or a 6 at the most. I was not a fan of Infinite. The gameplay is fine. The story is ass. I did not like the story in Infinite. The story in BioShock Infinite is essentially like, people are racist. Did you know racists are bad? And you're just like, yeah? Like, it's not a twist. Like, at a certain point in the game, it's not a twist that people are racist. And that you're trying to stop these racist people. It's like, how is this? BioShock's built around surprising twists and turns in the story, and this one was just like, people are racist, they suck. I'm like, no, I get it, you're absolutely right, but it's you can't build, it's a bad idea to take a series that's designed around fucking with your brain and twisting it in weird ways during the story, and then just going, racism bad, wasn't that an interesting twist? And it's like, no, it wasn't. Like, yes, racism bad. I want to kill all these racist bastards. Where's the twist? And then it's all like, you did it. Good job. Yeah, the twist was like, the guy is his own. It was like, the girl he's saving is kind of like his daughter, and he's also the bad guy. Yeah, I am the bad guy who kidnapped my own daughter, and then I went back in time to save my own daughter from myself, from the evil timeline in which I didn't like myself. And I was like, it didn't make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense. Alright, can I go save without anybody talking to me? Please don't talk to me, I don't want to talk to you. Don't start the DLC, I want to go save first. You love my summary of the game? I mean, it was a pretty decent summary, right? Racism is bad, kill racists. What a twist.
Aloy, a certain complication has come to my attention that we must discuss. I'll be waiting at Tilda's. It's proven to be a useful headquarters for my inquiries into the Zenith base. And don't worry, I haven't disturbed her precious art.
It's deadly out here. I'll be there when I can.
If you walk by, you'll miss out
Alright.
on a
Well,
good trade.
I am going to stop there for tonight, everybody.